Good evenings, people of the Cape. It's mensen van die Kaapse vlakte. Hoop het gaat goed samen met julle. I've got a very special guest in the studio, but before we get to the guest, I just want to talk about the week that was. You guys want to share this live first of all, and you guys want to hop onto the live and join us with the conversation. I want to talk about 16 days of activism. We're celebrating, and many organizations and companies are actually running campaigns, activists standing up against gender-based violence and women and children that are voiceless. But I also want to say this is my view. Everything on the show is my view, not a view of Cape Flats Stories. I believe we are also stereotyping men by just saying gender-based violence is for women and children. Gender-based violence should be a tool that is used for anyone and everyone that is, marginalized, irrespective of your gender. I think we are stereotyping males and we're labeling them as perpetrators. And you might not see it as that because you always open the papers and you see gender-based violence and you see for the women and children. There's men out there that's also going through a lot of abuse, a lot of trauma. And for that reason, we need to stand up for them. And then also, I want to just talk about the story of Delph, a pastor that allegedly raped a 15-year-old. I think it's sick. I think it's ungodly. And I think if he is guilty, he should get a harsher sentence. He should actually stay in prison because that is pedophilia. I think things like this shouldn't be allowed in our communities and we shouldn't keep quiet about it. That's why we have activists. That's why we have people that speak out. You see, the thing about the activists, just to come back to my previous statement, activists are not popular people in our communities. It's people that speak out and they're not famous because they speak for the truth and they speak for us. And that's why we need to support activists. And then last but not least, I read the article earlier on about the murder rate dropped with 8.7% in the Western Cape. I think that's a lie. The murder rate has not dropped. I think people are dying every day. 8.7 is a big rate. I posted the question earlier on, and many of you guys were upset. You said that the GNU are cooking the books. I want to agree with you, but I won't say it on air. I need to cover myself. But then again also, how many detectives are actually getting the bodies? There's a lot of people that went missing that we never find. If we have 3,000 bodies a year that disappears and we only find 500 of them, what is happening to the other 2,500 bodies? And that is things that we're not accounting for. So I believe that our justice system is under pressure, especially in SAPS, and a lot needs to be done to help our detectives. But enough from me and my point of view. I've got a young lady in the studio with me. She's very young, very popular. We've been following her journey for a long time. And I think it was 2005 that we started learning about her and her ambitions. And in the studio with me, I've got no other than our very own idol, Karin Kortjé. Karin, welcome to Cape Flats Stories.
Thank you, Stan. Thank you for having me with you.
Thank you. This was long overdue. I remember you were in the studio and you said, Stan, yes, I want to interview you. So now you can interview me.
Yes.
Karin, I remember Sundays. I think the show was on a Sunday.
Yes.
We used to sit in our dining room. There was Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah.
We used to watch you every Sunday because we voted for you. And to finally speak to you, because I used to see you on TV, there was a program called Priscilla. You were on Priscilla.
That's right.
And it was the first time actually we watched the interview of yourself. How has this journey been, first of all, the last 20 years?
Well, we're on 19. Tomorrow we'll be on 19.
Okay,
Let's just get it right. But yeah, it's been amazing. Life-changing.
Awesome.
Never ever have I ever wanted to turn back. It's what I've asked God for. And He has given it to me with nog meer. Like,
awesome.
Die purpose van my lewe was groter as wat ek besef het. But in die 20 jaar het ek myself kom vind. I found my purpose in life, why God has put me on this earth. And I'm just living now to fulfill that purpose, obviously, and to fulfill my passion, which is music.
I read somewhere that you started out and you used to sing for the LGNs.
That's right.
I used to listen to the music Langarm.
Really?
Where does the passion come from? If I think back where you started, and I watched some of your videos. Wow, Karin. Back in the day, tell us more about that journey as well.
You know, the journey with me and the Algenaise started like way back before, like way before even when I officially started working with him.
Yeah.
You know, but in my book, I am actually referring a lot about that relationship. I'm opening up a bit more in terms of that. But it's because, you know, in 'n klein dorpies.
Ja.
As daar sekere aktiwiteite mos nou obviously wat popular is as die ander een.
Ja, ja.
En Langarm was definitief popular. Nou nog is
Ja,
it
ja.
popular. And obviously, you know, because you have this passion for music, you would dream of actually one day being part of these groups. You know, and that is what happened. Life just brought us together. And we had 5 beautiful years
Wow.
together.
When you were a young lady, and I've watched your interviews, I had to go study you somehow.
Oh.
And you actually started singing at school. What did you want to become when you were at school? What was that? What was Karin's dream? What did she want to go study after school?
No, I never wanted to go study. I wanted to fully be in music.
Okay.
I've always wanted that. I only studied and went through schooling because of it was verpligtend in ons huis. You know, my mother didn't accept
Yeah.
failure and stuff like that. So that is why I went through the process. But I always wanted to be a singer.
Yeah.
Always wanted to be somehow involved in music. It's just life had its own, you know, ways and stuff with me. But music has always been in my heart, and so.
I saw the video where you were working packing apples. Daai story for me is nou altyd so powerful because the one Sunday you or the one week you still working at the apple place, and then the next week, and the Here of you up. And then Karin go sing. I think you went to Joburg first, right? To go live there for a while, and I think that's where that's what your loopbaan begin het.
Yes.
Mensen.
Ja, met Idols was die voordele dat ons kan in Johannesburg gaan bly. While the competition was running actually. So it was an amazing life-changing experience for me, you know, coming, like you say, coming from a small town, being an apple packer. Look, I don't even look down on these kind of jobs or industries. I've spoken to my husband as we were driving back from the Eastern Cape, and I said to him, you know what? We all need each other.
That's right.
We were driving past the farms, and I was just thinking about, you know, of how farm life can be sometimes. It can be a hard life, you know, but it's also such a necessary thing. We need those kind of products that the farmers give, you understand? And if only they can look after the farm workers a bit better, I think that would be so much awesome. Because I was in that space. I worked, ek het in die appelboorde gewerk, ek was deel van 'n groep mense wat gewerk het vir 'n plaasboer. Ek het gesien wat is die trend, ek het gesien wat is die cycles. I've lived through that, you know, but ek het soveel respek vir die industrie en vir die tipe mense, because we need them so desperately. So I don't look, ek het neer op dit nie. But definitely die Here het regtig waar my lewe handomkeer kom verander met Idols. And it's just because it was the right time. You know, I've asked many a times for the Lord, why, when is it going to happen? I see all these things happening. When is it going to be my turn, you know? And I just had to be patient, you know, for the right moment. And that is why I've never looked back, because the moment was perfect you know?
Moment.
Yes.
Karin, like you say, like you have to start somewhere. And I think that's the problem with many of our youngsters today, just to shift a bit. Our youngsters don't want to start at the bottom. Ons wil 'n bo begin. I mean, Karin, you are now probably at the peak of your career. I mean, ons almal ken vir jou. You have really grown. What was the most difficult challenge for you getting here? Because obviously you had to climb the ladder. I read some of your reports. The newspapers wasn't fair towards you. I want to say it on here. They were biased towards you. They've labeled you in many ways. I remember it was last year at Robin's show that Reverend Meyer said that he was your PR. There was times where he had to write and he had to say, but you're talking nonsense about Karin. Media bully whoever they want to bully. And I feel that was what it did with you. So how was that, and how did you get over it? Because you became very strong. Looking at you, listening at you, and seeing you now, you've become really a strong individual.
Well, Stan, look, my journey, my career, the way things turned out for me, it wasn't an easy process. And if I had a choice, as ek moes keuse gehad het in 'n oomblik sou ek liefste support wou gehad het.
Ja.
Ek glo dit is baie belangrik. Ek dink dan sou sekere dinge vir my net beter in plek geval het. Maar I don't have any regrets because I've learned also so much over the years through my mistakes. I've learned how to grow and from them, how to turn it into positive energy. And obviously now I have the desire to obviously give that over to the youngsters. And the challenge that I find now is that it's quite difficult to get through to them. Like you say, they want us level somewhere above yes. And it's probably human nature, to want to see the glitz and the glam and have this lavishness and everything. But if you don't have the base covered, if as jy fondasie nie gelê is nie, dan gaan jy struikel soos ek gestruikel het. Baie kere is maar net die Here se genade dat ek elke keer kon opgestaan het, Om ek sê altyd ek het 'n sterk wilskrag. Somehow I just managed to get myself out of things. Maybe it's because I don't know, it's a subconscious thing, I don't know. But that is something that God has blessed me with. But I totally 100% rely on Him to give me the strength. So it's sad and it's troublesome to see what is happening in the industry now with the youngsters. But what can you do? I try my best. I have a foundation, Karin Kortjé Foundation, where I work with children from schools in the Overberg. And we try our best, een vir een gaan ons hulle aanvat en ons gaan probeer om vir hulle net die regte tools te gee so that when they do decide to go on this journey that they do it right from the start. Ons sê altyd ons leer uit ons mistakes en ag laat hulle maar hulle koppe stamp, laat hulle maar val. Why should it be like that? Why should we allow you to first go through hell so that you can learn a lesson when you can just take our advice, trust the process and succeed at the end of the day, Spare yourself that sadness.
And I think you were there. Jy kom daar vandaan af. So hoekom wil jy die volgende persoon moet jy gaan wat jy die gegaan het? There's something that you said and something that I just want to ask you. You've given a lot of young people opportunities. Robin always bragged, I was a backup singer of his field. You've given him the opportunity. I look at the artist that he became. I mean, Karin, look, you were in many artists' life and you've opened so many doors. Do you feel that many of the other artists should do the same? Because I feel that some artists are just maybe selfish in industry where they just look after themselves. But when I listen to your story, when I see the people around you, I can see you've given other people opportunities as well. Should that be a culture where we birth in the industry, where we give others also opportunity?
Yes, it should be a culture, but first equip yourself with the necessary tools so that you are able to, when you do plow back, that you are able to manage it. Because there's a lot of things that goes wat gepaard gaan met jou carrière bou en as jy nog besig is om aan jou eie carrière te werk, dan gaan jy mos nou nie 100% kan gee vir iemand anders nie. And that is also a thing that I found that wat op my pad gekom het waar baie mense vir my gevra het, help, please help. And I was just stuck in that space where I first wanted to find my feet, man. And having Robin and them there around me also helped me, to grow. Because I felt a sense of protection, of I have to look after them, I have to guide them in the right way, not just Robin, a lot of others. I just felt compelled to do that, you know. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, it's also like I said, you need to first find your own feet before you can really take on stuff like that.
Somebody else.
Yes.
Just a bit of a shift. Ek weet jy het onlangs getrou met die liefde van jou lewe.
Yes.
How? Ek het die video gesien en ek is like gerewind. It looked like it was an amazing. I liked your husband's suit. He looked like a real
gentleman.
real gentleman.
Yes.
You've known him for a while, and so you guys decided, okay, ons gaan nou trou. How did this happen? Because you have been through a lot. You have been through a lot. We've been following you, and something that we don't always talk about is healing. And I watch your videos. I can see you're very open. But how did you meet this man? Waar kom hy vandaan?
Okay, nou wat? Ek glo ons het mekaar gevind. Ek wil eintlik regtig baie praat, want ons in die boek breek 'n bietjie meer uit rondom ons journey en so. But I believe that, you know, we were destined to meet. It was written in the stars.
Wow.
And ons het mekaar gevind in 'n tyd in wat ons regtig iemand nodig gehad het om daar te wees, net vir die feit dat jy daar is. Jy is net lief vir my, no matter whatever is around me or who I am or wat ek, you know, het of just love me and dis waar ons geconnect. We were from day one, we were committed to each other. We obviously we tried a lot of different things in our relationship as we grew. There was also a lot of things that we had to overcome as a couple. Had to get used to certain things. Like Angelo is a father of girls, and I'm a mother of boys. So you see, that already is a challenge in nowadays in relationships.
Yes.
You know, whether the man wants to accept the kids or the woman wants to accept the husband's kids. You know, that kind of thing. And we really just took our time to grow together, to understand each other, know what it is that we want from each other, and provide in that needs, you know, and respect each other. I can be, I can handful rocks, you know. But he handled it very. Hy hanteer het so goed. So goed dat ek soms sê, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Like, I didn't mean that. But hy het ook sy moments. Dat is wat ook net aan die een kan be. Hy het ook sy moments. But I love him. I love him. He is my everything. En hy is alles wat ek nodig het.
Karin, ek het verlede week met 'n paar mans gesels en dis wat ek jou wou vra, miskien kan jy vir ons 'n bietjie raad gee. In die begin stages is dit die butterfly stages. En dan gaan die butterfly stages gaan dan nou weg. Dan accept jy die persoon vir wie die persoon regtig is. En dit is waar jy besef, maar die persoon het ook foute. Die persoon poep soos ek poep.
Yes.
Die persoon is nie perfek nie. How do you tell someone, how do you tell people, I mean, that when you love from the heart? There's stages in loving someone. There's the butterfly stages, and there's that stage where you get past the butterfly stages where you love the person for the person.
I think if you show love, then you will receive love. If you show respect, you will receive respect. And that is what we practice. Ons is baie affectionate. We show each other every day how much we love each other.
Wow.
Even though, en ek het vir hom gesê, as ek moet dink terug aan my verhoudings met vorige verhoudings, you know, I didn't give myself enough time to get to know the person.
Yeah.
Because like you say, there's the butterfly stages, and then, you know, you get to know. And it's only if you spend enough time with the person that you will get to know the real person behind, you know, the name.
Yes.
And we've given each other enough time
Wow.
to get to know each other. Yes, there were other challenges as well. But like I said, I don't want to talk too
Yeah,
much
yeah.
about it now.
They must buy the book.
They must buy the book, yes. But that is the one thing
Mm-mm.
that I can say.
Mm-mm.
Nobody's perfect in life.
No.
We all go through things.
Mm.
But ons het regtig mekaar gevind
Wow.
en I can't see myself without him.
Jy het nou gesê nobody's perfect en dit is die waarheid. People are always looking for a perfect individual.
Mm.
And we are not perfect. We are human. We're going to make mistakes.
Mm.
How do you handle that? Because media is very quick to criticize when you make a mistake. And like they always say, you are guilty by association, and people will keep that against you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with the media that has been labeling you as this individual over the years? I mean, Karin, I have seen the reports. As jy wat ek gevoel het, jy tik nou die kleerling mense, you know.
Mhm.
But how did you deal with it? What was your, where did you run to? What did you do?
You know what? I killed them with kindness.
Wow.
I was always kind. I was always cooperative, if that is the right word.
Mm.
When I dealt with them, ek sou altyd die minderheid gewees het. All the time. Even the times when they spread the lies. I just focused on my music and the people that was around me. It was the best decision for me to move to Cape Town, firstly. Then I got into the theatre scene and I met a lot of people, musical people, and I could basically cover myself with them, and like I said, the media, when I had to face them, I was kind.
There's something that popped up today. You remember 2 years ago you sang at my book launch?
Yes.
Exactly 2 years ago.
Aye,
So that is just what I wanted to share with you, and now I'm here also helping you launch your book.
Thank you, sir.
And the nice thing is this, you were brave enough to tell your story. It's your story, it's Karin's story. I think the title of the book and the theme is The Yellow Story. Do you want to just give them a bit of introduction? What can they expect in The Yellow Story? Because I know you're also doing a song.
Yes.
Okay, and you said you don't want to give too much about the song.
Not too much about the song.
Who helped you and all that.
Yeah, we'll get to that part. But yeah, the title was actually inspired by a production that I did at the KAKNK. It was also about my life journey, but it was mostly focused on idols.
Yeah.
And it was directed by Basil Apollos.
Okay.
So when we decided on the look of the cover, the poster, Basil came up with the title, The Yellow Story. And when I now finally decided I'm gonna do the book and stuff, that title it didn't by my gebly, Die Hele Story. And I think it's because it is the story, the whole story, wat ek deel met mense. En daar kon nie beter titel gewees het vir dit. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I've always tried to also stay very true to my fans and to the media. Even when they come to me with a story, I would always try to stick to the truth. In vandag se lewe as jy nou sien hoe dinge is, mense gaan liefste, they will rather go with authenticity, met die waarheid, met realness, as wat hulle gaan met fake.
Yes.
That is how things have turned around. And I've said it then, I've said it now, that book is my truth. It's a once-off. I'm not author now. I'm not going to write multiple books.
Yeah.
It's going to be a once-off book. I'm going to put everything that I need to put in there, and that is where it's going to stay. It's soos 'n mens begrawe, iets begrawe en jy beweeg aan. That is what I want to focus on, my music. Because of that book, I was able to write a song.
Wow.
And this is now the second song in 4 years. In 2020, I wrote my first song. It's 4 years later. Ek kan dit nog 2 jaar maak vir die next song, en dan miskien 'n jaar later vir die next song. So I've proven to myself that I am able to write my own songs. Something that I have been struggling with for years. Like, ek het net gesê, nee, dis nie vir my nie.
Ja.
I can't, no. En nou, elke keer as ek dit doen, dan vind ek het, wow, okay,
Ek kan dit doen.
ek kan dit doen.
Wow.
So I want to focus on my music. I had to say a few things. Ek moet 'n paar dinge stryd gemaak het in die boeken.
Ja.
You know, want ek weet daar's mense wat daar buite is wat wou geweet het.
Ja, ja.
You know, unfortunately, I had to wait 20 years for it, but it's easier now.
Ja.
You know, en dan wil ek die chapters toemaak en ek wil vorentoe kyk. Aanbeweeg.
Do you feel after writing the book, you got a lot of clarity, a lot of peace, healing? Because you now, like you said, you are burying everything, but you're also giving it to us to read. Do you feel this was part of your healing process?
It definitely was. I am a very emotional person, so I would cry easily, but it's because it comes from a pure place. And no matter whether I, cry afterwards, if I tell the story, it's not because I'm broken, but it's because I am healed, but I still remember. I will never forget what I went through and the pain and the hurt that it caused me. And that will keep me away from it. You know, understand? And that's what it will celebrate. It's the healing. It's, if you see me cry, it's tears of joy.
Lessons learned.
Lessons learned.
Lessons learned.
Definitely.
Man, ek het jou video's gekyk en ek het volg jou vir 'n tyd. En jy was die hel gewees. Maar ek is bly jy het liefde gevind.
Yes.
Ek is bly jy het aanbeweeg.
Yes.
Ek is baie bly vir jou nuwe CD wat uitkom of 'n nuwe lied in die boek.
Okay.
Wie is jou favorite artist? Ek meen ons hou van jou, maar van wie hou jy?
Ek laat dit nou lekker. Well, daar is 'n combination van mense, you know, dit hang af wat se tipe musiek obviously jy doen.
Ja.
Maar ek moet seker maar eers sê ek is my favorite sangeres.
I love that. She's a favorite sangeres.
So arrogant, but ek is my favorite sangeres.
Wow. There's nothing to be your favorite. I think we should know our value. That tells me Karin knows her value. Was there ever a time in your life, I mean, you were a singer and you wanted to be an actor? Because many of the actors are now becoming, or many of the singers are becoming actors. Would you act? Would you become an actor?
No, I won't. I want to, excuse me, I want to fully concentrate on my music. I've tried. People have told me that I am capable. They can see me doing a few roles. And like, hey, I don't know. I tried. I went to go audition for, I think it was for St. Ooster. Hey, babes. St. Ooster. And I failed. I didn't get the part. So, I say was no buyer.
But it was the fact that you're Karin?
No, it didn't help.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions for Karin, please post your questions. I'm going to ask her to go questions and then I will read it later on. But please post your questions to Karin. Karin, were you ever overseas? I mean, no baie van die mense kry nie die kans om overseas te gaan nie. But were you ever overseas? And when was the first time and where were you? Was al 'n bietjie busvis.
Yeah, and I'm also actually talking about that in the
Okay.
in the book and so and but yeah, ek het met Idols het ek 'n prys gewen ook, overseas trip.
Yeah.
Obviously when the whole incident happened, all of that het nou weggeval. En ook nou obviously die trip overseas.
Yeah.
And it was something that I was really looking forward to. Van alles wat ek gekry het, ek uitgesien na die Amerika trip. Because that time Whitney Houston was still alive.
Yes,
and I thought I might just meet this woman finally.
And then also Whitney Houston.
Oh yes, I was a Whitney girl back in the day. But yeah, then it didn't happen. And obviously I was devastated. And I just moved on with my life. You know, it was me for my focusing until 1 year, I think it was in 2012. Then Alistair came to me, said to me, look, I wanna do a show in Australia.
Wow.
Are you available? But it will cost you to go away for a week from home and stuff like that. And I discussed it with my ex-husband. He was fine with it. And I went. Wow. It was the most amazing.
Going overseas.
And
performing.
and performing, yes, on that side. Dit was 'n klomp oud Suid-Afrikaners.
Okay.
Die dametjie wat ons geboek het, sy het destyds elke jaar het sy lekker funksie gereël, soos 'n gala dinner so. En dan nooi sy nou van Suid-Afrikaners kan dan nou kom na die na die show toe. En daai was vir my baie nice, but wat vir my uitgestaan was die plane, the flight, like it's amazing what they do on these big aeroplanes. And I was just fascinated with everything. I could watch tea the whole day through and eat liquor. And so that. We got to Sydney. We were there for a week. Did our thing. Ek het 'n bietjie daar rondgeloop en so. Wat het lyk maar soos Johannesburg as jy as jy vandag kyk. Yeah. The highlight though of the trip was I got to see the opera. Is it the Opera House?
Yeah.
In Sydney. And then there's that bridge. What is that famous bridge, man? Ek kan hom nie. Uncle Zane was with me on the trip, Uncle Zane Adam.
Okay.
En hy het nou nog die brug se naam gesê, but it was a famous bridge, man. So that was also very, very interesting. En ek onthou daar was 'n boom wat ek my naam opgesit het en die jaargetal en ek het nog steeds hy foto. So as mense wil glo, dan sê ek hier is die foto.
Ek was overseas geweest.
It was daar.
Any plans to go in the future? I mean, Angelo can show that now.
Well, yes, there is. We have plans, obviously. We would like to travel a bit.
Yeah.
But when the time is right, we'll definitely do some more traveling.
Karin, ek wil nog jou question vra, maar ek weet nie of dit in die boek is nie. Ek gaan vir jou vra. Ek weet nie of ek liberty het nie, maar ek gaan jou vra. Wat gebeur het in die koerante? En sien die comments kom op. Hoe dit vir jou affect? Because wat gebeur het is dat iemand se lewe was geneem geweest.
Ja.
En jy was nie betrokke nie. Maar once again, they've blamed you. Nou, wat ek wil sê is baie jare later dat daai trauma bly nog steeds by ons. How are you dealing with that?
I decided that I'm gonna deal with it privately. I didn't share any information to no media, nothing over the years. I just decided that it's going to be a private thing for me. Yeah. Obviously, out of respect for the family. And because I didn't feel that I would be able to handle it in the media, in a public place. I wasn't ready to face it also. So, but like I said, God is, die Here het sy eie tyd met alles in mense lewe. En die Here het geweet, there was still a lot of things that I had to deal with. A lot of seasons that had to end in my life. And new things, to come my way. Die Here het ook geweet dat ek moet dit eers self geervaar het en gesien het sy hand in dit. For me to believe that, wow, there is purpose, there is a calling on my life. Yes. You understand? Seer gaan mos maar gepaard met trauma. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. In die boek praat ek baie van my uitlating was drank. As ek gevoel het dit raak vir my te veel, that is where I turned to alcohol the whole time. But there came a time in my life where I actually had to say, wat is dit wat jy wil bereik met jou lewe? Jy gaan net aan net om deur te kom na die next dag toe, Wat is dit wat jy wil achieve? Jou kinders is om jou. Hulle is klein, hulle sien die goed, is dit wat jy wil. So it was really a personal, private battle for me. Maar die Here was heeltyd saam met my in daai proses. And that's why I can say now, I can now see waar die Here se hand was in sekere tye van my lewe. En dit is wat ek wil deurbring met die boek. You have to go through some kind of trauma, some kind of pain to get to a point where you say, I want to turn that into something positive. I want to see the positive in that. I have to deal, or I had to forgive a lot of things and a lot of people that, from my past
Yeah.
in order for me to say that I am really now on this healing journey. I can really feel the difference, you know. Unfortunately, that is how life is.
Ja.
Maar soos die spreekwoord sê, dit gaan nie oor waar jy val nie,
Ja.
maar van hoeveel keer jy gaan opstaan. En dit is die waarheid. Surround yourself with positive people.
Yes.
That's important. I always wanted to be that positive person for everyone. So I would attract negativity.
Yeah.
You understand? All these broken people
Yes,
would
will be attracted to you.
Yes, because I am that kind of person who I just want to help people get through things, you know, find a better you. Ek deur jou dinge en dis die mense wat ek is. But I forgot about my own trauma, about my own hurt. En die Here het net vir my op 'n koel gebring waar ek net moet stil geraak het. Ek besef dat you need to heal yourself first.
Yes. Before you can help others.
Before you can help others.
Het nou iets gemention en baie van ons het hulle gegaan. Ek persoonlik ook op 'n tyd. Het jy trauma? En ons reik nie uit nie, ons hou dit maar hier so binne. En einde van die dag dan ek myself, ek is skaam om dit te sê nie, dan hardloop jy na die drankbottel toe. Drank word dan 'n probleem, word dan jou oplossing. Hoe het jy gekoop? Hoe jy gesê maar, dis nog genoeg. Because drank raak 'n escape mechanism. Jy vergeet van die probleme vir 'n paar minute en dan of 'n dag of twee. En dan môre as jy opstaan, dan is dit maar weer dieselfde.
Yes.
How did you say, okay, I'm going to stop this? Because we all get to the point where we have to say, ek het nog genoeg gedrink. I need to start addressing the matter.
I could see the effect it had on my body, my physical, my gesondheid. Ek begin ly daaroor. En daai was vir my 'n kommer. That was for me a wake-up call. Van hoe lank gaan ek nou nog hier wees as ek so gaan aangaan en my kinders is klein? Wat gaan daar gesê word jou ma het dood gedrink? You know, it was really a mental battle like, for me. And through all those, en ek het ook, soos ek sê, die regte mense was daai tyd in my space. En hulle het vir my gedra. Ek glo aan, as 'n mens voel jy kan nie dit op jou eie doen nie, vra vir die Here om mense te stuur dan wat vir jou kan help. En ek was daar. Ek was daar waar ek gesê het ek sal nie dit my kan doen, Here. Jy moet vir my help. Stuur dan mense en dit is wat die Here gedoen het.
En is baie moeilik om mense te kry. Like so ek het nog gesê, sometimes you attract broken people. And you yourself are broken. But like in myself, in my own life as well, you ask God, Here, wat is die regte mense in my lewe? Because like you say, you need a circle of friends and people that love you. They can also support, uplift you. And I think there is something wat ons nie as kleerlinge in ons huise, ons praat nie van trauma nie, ons praat nie van healing nie. We live for the trauma and the unhealed parts for many years. How did you pray for the right friends? How did you end up with the right friends? Because that is the question many people are asking. There's people watching saying, but I'm in a position, the people around me are broken. How do I ask God or whoever to help me find people that can help me heal? Because I've noticed in our community there's a lot of broken people. But how do we fix the brokenness? Just the last thing, many men are broken and they raise broken families.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can attest to that. Broken families become cycle and they generational and they continue brokenness. Where do we stop this brokenness? Because you know it's not easy living with brokenness. It's not easy waking up in the morning knowing that you've been traumatized for so many years. Somebody can just say one thing wrong. It's one word. And that word can take you 20 years to fix yourself.
Definitely.
How do you talk to a young Karin? How do you say, this is what you must do? And this, because people also want maybe tips on how do I start my process.
I understand, Look, you know, what might have worked for me might not work for somebody else. But I believe that there's always positive people around us. waar ons 'n fokus is ons 'n fokus op die negatiewe of is ons 'n fokus op die positiewe mense in ons lewe. Soms wil ons nie met die positiewe mense sê want dit is boring die negatiewe mense is eintlik wat vir ons tyd kick gee. You understand? And it's subconsciously wat dit gebeur because jy's al so gewoond, jy is al so gewoond aan die negative. Jy voel nie meer jy kan sonder dit operate. So I believe there's always positive energy around you. You must just shift your focus. And find that positive energy, that positive people, wat vir jou kan help.
And I want to ask you, what is your favorite song? Just a bit of a shift again. What is your favorite song?
Besides the one that I just sort of...
No. Okay, iemand anders is a song.
Oh, okay, if I must choose a song. It would definitely be Whitney Houston's Didn't Know My Own Strength.
Wow.
That's a very powerful song. I don't think it's her song though, but I like her rendition of it.
Of doing it.
Yes.
And you are a big fan of her, eh?
I am. I was a Whitney girl and a Celine Dion girl.
Okay.
Well, my own song, Love Out Loud, that I wrote in 2020, is also a very personal song for me. It speaks about my struggles, how I got through it, and me giving advice to whoever feels that they find themselves in similar situations, that they would also seek, the right ways and stuff like that. And also my son feature in the song, my baby. So for that for me is also a highlight to have my son singing the song. So personally, that is my favorite song.
Is he also singing? Is your son also a singer? Is he following in mommy's footsteps?
Well, ja, so 'n bietjie.
Okay.
Maar ek glo aan 'n kind moet 'n kind wees, man. Vind jou stem. As musiek is wat jy wil doen, then yes, I will be there for you.
Karin, in ons gemeenskap is baie talentvolle mense. Met musikante, singers, wat ook al. Dink jy genoeg word gedoen om hierdie talente te polish, om hierdie talente 'n platform te gee? Ek meen jy het jou eie foundation, maar jou foundation is genoeg om die hele Suid-Afrika te help nie. Do you think we should do more?
I think there's a lot that is happening, but I think they are not well funded.
Okay.
So being part of that group that is not well funded, there's a lot that we can do.
Yeah.
My husband is also on the board, and he helps me with the projects and stuff. And I mean, there's so much that we want to also still do. As ek die hele Weskaap kan gevat het onder my wing, and so but I unfortunately need funding support, and that is our challenge. I was at 10-year anniversary now the other day of an NGO. They work with cancer patients. They provide the necessary stuff that they need. And hulle celebrate hulle 10-jaar anniversary.
Ja. Wow.
En ek dink myself, ek luister na hoe die vrou almal bedank, die groep vroumense wat onafleerlik is, die ene doen daai. Alles is in plek en ek sê vir Angela, you know what? These people, hulle doen 'n amazing job. Maar hulle het nie die nodige ondersteuning, die finansiële ondersteuning om vir hulle te elevate nie. En het laat vir my eintlik 'n bietjie skuldig voel because ek het 'n beter platform as hulle. You understand?
Yes.
En ek is nie so passionate soos wat hulle passionate is oor hulle foundation en die werk wat hulle doen. If only I can get that inspiration, to run my NPO also with that kind of passion. En dit is hartseer om te sien hoe die organisasies sukkel daarby om te begin te doen.
En baie organisasies maak toe as gevolg van lekker funding. En soos jy gesê het dat jy het 'n platform, maar ook jy is ook besig. Jy kan nie oral wees nie, so ons verstaan dit. So Caitlin McKenzie, Ricardo McKenzie, weet julle kyk, Karin het fondse nodig. Please invest in her. She is our Whitney Houston. and I believe that she can, with the help of others, build up a foundation. Karin, as jy nou moet praat met 'n jong Karin, hy Karin van 2004. Wat sal jy vir haar sê? Wat gaan as jy nou moet terug kan gaan, jy kan in 'n time machine terug gaan, jy gaan terug na daai Karin toe. Wat is die wyse woorde wat jy vir haar wil sê? As 'n paar dinge is wat jy vir haar wil oordra. Jy kan hierdie verwag in die toekoms en dis wat jy moet doen, of gaan jy vir haar allow om 'n foto te maak?
Firstly, I would have reassured her that she's loved and that, I'm proud of her and that she can achieve a lot in life. En ek het altyd gedink, grabou is maar waar ek my oë gaan toemaak eendag. Like opportunities is mos maar skaars in die klein dorpies. En ek het regtig gedink, that is where everything is going to end for me. But die Here het definitief 'n ander plan gehad in my lewe. So that is what I would tell the younger me, is to believe, glo dat die Here het 'n doel met jou lewe. En hou uit, there is purpose for your life. En jy is belangrik. Learn how to love yourself. That is also something that I didn't know how to do. But it's important that we learn how to love ourselves, because it's also vir ons kan lief hê eers. Then we can give love easily. Like ons kan meer liefde gee. Maar ja, daai is my boodskapie.
Dis jou boodskapie. Wat is 'n diewe vir jou? Wat is jou meaning of 'n diewe? Because ek wil sê mense sê is 'n diewe, maar ek wil sê vra wat is jou definition van 'n diewe?
'n Drama queen. As ek 'n drama queen. Well, so nowadays, it's just nice, like a spicy. I don't know what is a diva. I don't know. The term is being used loosely, but I don't also want to give it a definition. Maybe you can write about it and you give it to me and I'll put it out in the future. Okay.
And any artists that you would like to work with in the future? I mean, you were talking about your career and you want to sing and you want to continue your journey. Any specific artists? Because I think Karin is at the peak, but I also think Karin still needs to bless us with more songs, more music, and we want to hear more of your own music. I've listened to that song of yours that you wrote in 2005, no, 4. The one that was.
Which one?
The one that you sang at the audition.
Never.
Yeah.
That's a silly Bessie.
Okay. Was it silly Bessie? Sorry.
Yes. But I know people think it's my own song.
It's your song.
Yeah.
What is in the pipelines for Karin, in the future? Who you want to work with?
Die Here het nou moontlik gemaak. The new song that I wrote. The person that I wrote it with, I've always wanted to work with him. And what is so amazing about it is he came to me and he said to me, I know I've been promising you and we've talked about it. Let's do it. I think now is the right time. And ek kon net weer eens die Here dankie gesê dat, because how amazing to also have a song out at the same time when I'm releasing my book. It's amazing.
Everything falls into place. The book, the song, the timing is correct. Somebody here just wrote, Malik wrote a question for you. What are the challenges you face in your NPO and what do you need to take it to the next level? So what is it that you and Angelo think will give you organizational NPO a boost?
I need a team. I need a team of people that is equipped enough to handle NPOs. My husband is a policeman. He's also the secretary on the board. But I need somebody who's going to be 100% committed. You understand? Stuff like that. I myself, administration is not my thing. I struggle with that.
Yeah, a lot of us.
You understand? So it's that kind of management, like business management. That is what I need for this NPO. And I believe it can be a huge, the initiative can be so much bigger. You understand? If only I have the right support, the right team, all these things in place.
If you guys are looking for a job, I was just playing. But Karin is available if you guys want to work with her. I mean, I think it will be a great initiative. The more Karins we have, the more we can help our community. Somebody's asking you, Annemie Andrews, Karin you have an amazing voice. Would you ever go abroad to work as an artist? Sal jy overseas gaan?
As the opportunity himself present, of course, yes.
Hmm.
I would definitely do it.
Angela, gaan jy saam?
Ja, so liefie. Ja, nee, dat is baie belangrik. But yeah, I mean, I don't, ek, dis nie my droom, you
Ja.
know. Soos ek sê, ek het my plek gevind in Suid-Afrika. Ek doen waarvoor ek lief is.
Ja.
Ek wil net nog sing op stages, dis maar al. But, you know, wat die Here nou nog na my doen bring.
Ja.
But ek doen klaar wat ek wil doen. Yes, I would go out and go sing there. But it's not like I'm focusing on being famous, worldly famous and all these things. Ons het nou al klaar gesien wat gebeur in die wêreld met die famous mense. So, is ook maar goed dat die Here maar vir my mag hou in Suid-Afrika.
Ja.
En nou met alles wat nou daar buite gebeur.
Correct. En soos jy gesê het ook, Whitney Houston, if you look at her life, what she's been through, many artists go through the same thing because of unhealed hearts, because of unhealed spirits, because of the wrong relationship. So easily. I mean, soms die duiwel kom en sê, jy gaan jou destroy. I mean, as jy kyk oor jou lewe ook, die Here se hand was oor jou lewe gewees.
Definitief.
Jy is uitgespaar, jy het nog 'n kans gekry en baie mense kry nie weer 'n tweede kans nie. So is miskien beter, dit was miskien nog jou tyd gewees. Ek meen jy sê nou, jy het 'n nuwe song wat uitkom binnekort, jy het 'n boek wat uitkom. I think you're only starting now. The last few years was just practicing for you, growing you and grooming you for what is yet to come. Do you feel the same? Do you feel that the next 20 years is going to be Karin's best 20 years?
Wow. Thank you for that, Stan. It's beautiful. And it made me smile because you know what? That is something that I used to tell myself.
Wow.
Laat dit liewerste nou gebeur. Wat nou gebeur het, moet liewerste maar seker maar nou gebeur het, terwyl my carrière nog nie groot en massive was nie. Miskien sou die impak dan nog erger gewees het. I always used to tell myself that just to get to make sense of what is happening to me. You know, and to hear you say that was just the molding years, you know, for greater things to happen. It's, you know, it's profound. It blesses my heart.
Yeah. You deserve that because you know why. Like I said, we follow you. And for me, it's an honor speaking to you tonight. It's an honor having you here because Karin was my hero geweest. Sorry, Angelo. Karin was my hero geweest. And when I look at your journey, appels gepakt. Was it the apples geëet, by the way? And looking at where you've come through, I mean, you're basically telling the girlie in Grabouw, it's not over yet. If I can do it, you can. You might not be a singer, but you can become a nurse, you can become a doctor, whatever you put your mind through. There's more Karins living currently in Grabouw. What is your word of encouragement to them? Because we know Grabouw is also not like the Cape Flats where drugs are taking over, where people are getting killed and people come out of broken homes. Our biggest challenge is broken homes. What is your words to that young person, Adi, to keep the dream alive?
Yeah. Like you say, find that purpose. Find your uniqueness. You know, and believe in yourself. Soms gaan nie jou suster of jou ma nie eens in jou wil glo nie. But as jy in jouself glo, then the sky's the limit.
Yes.
You know, moenie vaskyk in die omstandighede nie. En moenie dit gebruik as 'n verskoning nie. Ek dink dit is ook wat 'n pattern wat baie gebeur is. Ons mense raak so gewoond aan poverty en swaar kry dat hulle voel dit is maar hoe dinge moet wees. You know, en dit is nie so nie. Change the narrative. You are, you are capable, you are able to do it.
Yes. Lastly, ons is nou ook op die einde nou. You are part of production this coming week. I'm Every Woman.
Yeah.
Is that the Whitney Houston production? Tell us more about this production that you're part of and how can people come and watch you because we want to come and support you.
Oh, definitely, yes. We did the show in August in Johannesburg at Gold Reef City. And it was amazing. It was a sold-out show. And a lot of people asked Cape Town people asked to bring the show to Cape Town. So obviously the organizers, they were contemplating and then It wasn't long after they phoned us to ask if we can do the show now in Cape Town as well, because the demand was so high for it. So I'm honored to be part of the production. We ons sing nie net Whitney stuff nie. It's a mixture van artists wat ons cover. But I think it's also to celebrate the young talent, the Talitas and the Hennies, and also Jade. She works at ShopRite. Wow. And sy sing. En sy sing so mooi. I had a conversation with her the other night, and she said to me, she really just wants to break through in the industry. But she feels like there's het gebeur nog nie vir haar nie. And I just had to remind her to stay calm and to be patient with the journey. She's got a lot of things around her to her advantage now, and she must make use of it. Sometimes we sit back and we wait for other people to do things for us. Do not for yourself.
I agree.
And that is my advice. And she actually reminded me that a few years back she sent me an inbox on Facebook to ask if I can't give her like vocal lessons. And then I replied to say, but that is not my thing. And she reminded me, I'm like, but it's still not my thing.
But now looking many years later, you're giving a testimony, a story that you basically went through. I think just the fact that you reminded her that you just need to give yourself time. I mean, just like you said, 20 years, 19 years, make it right, 19 years.
Yes. Tomorrow, exactly.
Exactly, tomorrow, 19 years. Karin has been in the industry. And Karin is only going to go now.
Sure.
Have you ever thought of a Slowly Bessie show, Whitney Houston show on your own? Like where people can say, okay, tonight we're just going to watch you entertain us. Have you ever thought of that? Because I think you will make a great concert if you should actually do it.
Look, I've done a Whitney tribute back in the day, but we were a few artists. Never something on my own. The book launch is also going to be basically a show. It's a musical.
Okay.
So I will do a few songs in between storytelling and stuff like that. And this will also be the first time now, after a long time, that I will be the only artist on stage. It's a bit scary, the thought,
Yeah, but you're an expert.
Because no, the thing is, the Cape Town market has become very relaxed in terms of, when it comes to productions. Hulle sien almal die mense by baie produksies gereeld. So they're spoiled for choice. So something needs to stand out for your event to be a success. Understand? And that is what we're working towards. Ek voel nie myself nie. Ek weet dis harde werk om produksie by mekaar te sit. I had to cancel a Christmas show now in July. Something that we've been doing for 5 years. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it this year because we had the book launch. But I had to let go of it because of low ticket sales. But it's business. And once you see it like that, dan kan niks vir jou keer nie. I was there waar ek gehuil het en waar opgegee het. But daar is nie van opgee nie.
And choice.
Exactly. So, I want to encourage people to come to our shows.
Tell them about your show. Die boek se naam is Die Hele Storie, nie?
Die Hele Storie.
Die hele theme is Die Hele Storie. Vertel vir hulle waar kan jy die hele storie kyk en how do they book a ticket? Because we need to come and support you.
I would appreciate that. So the show will be on the 10th of December and it will be at the Barnyard Theatre. Now I know it's a weekday, it's on a Tuesday. But it's summer and people are more relaxed now, so we're counting that people we'll see it in that light. Tickets are available at Web Tickets, and it's $350 a ticket. Your book will be included. And I just today released that I am doing my single, a new song that I wrote. I will be doing it exclusively at the show for the first time. Awesome. So I hope to see. Thank you for those who've already purchased tickets. We are 50% sold out, and that's amazing to know. And we can't wait to have everybody there. We can't wait for the day.
And hulle kry bonus. Please support Karin, support local. Julle kry bonus. Los die hempe antie af. Support vir Karin. You get a book. You get to support a legend. I don't want to say diva, one of our heroes. And you're allowing her to share a story with you. Because it's a story that many people need to listen to. It's a story of hope. It's a story of healing.
Thank you.
Karin, thank you so much. It was nice having you.
Thank you
for past 9.
Oh, wow.
But thank you so much for being on, and all the best. And we're gonna wait for that show that you're gonna have for us, where you're gonna entertain us.
Might be next year, the 20th anniversary.
Okay.
You never know.
Okay. Karen, thank you so much. That was Karen, and she joined us. Guys, please share this live, and please support her. We always talk about as boys to men ko, 3,000 rand a ticket. We don't have a problem with that. If wherever comes, but let's support our own. Let's show generosity to our own, and also so that she can start the NPO, and that the NPO can create more Karens and more other artists. Thank you so much. Stay safe, share the life, and God bless. Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you.